Changing your mindset will change your life. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Fill My Cup. We are going to explore ways that you can practically change your mindset to live a better life. Welcome. Welcome to episode 7 of Fill My Cup. In this session, we are filling our cups at the Prince Street Cafe in Columbia, Pennsylvania. Thank you for joining us. Well, if you listened to the last episode, I challenged you to focus on gratitude, and I gave you 4 action steps. Number 1, we all have bad things that happen to us. We have bad days. And so number 1, be aware of your thoughts in those bad days and bad situations. And second, find one thing to be grateful for. I know it can be hard, but find one thing that you're grateful for in that bad situation. Every day, think about what are 5 things that I'm grateful for today that happened. And then it's about others. Look for ways that you can extend gratitude to others and thanking others for something that they have done, whether it's your kids, thanking them for doing a chore, cleaning up their room, thanking an employee for staying late, but find a way to thank people. And you will notice over time how you start having a mindset of gratitude. Well, today, as I was thinking about this session and what our topic would be, I was reflecting on the previous sessions and just thinking about, wow, there's a pattern here. And I've been focusing on mindset. So we talked about a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. We talked about abundancy versus scarcity. And we talked about gratitude. And so it is extremely important, our mindset, to how we live our lives. So if we change our mindset, we change our life. There is no doubt about it. It's how we treat others based on our mindset and how we respond to situations that are outside of our control. We all have situations that are outside of our control, and how are we going to respond to those situations? So today what I wanted to do was share a book with you that has been very impactful for me in changing my mindset. And this book is called Winning the War in Your Mind with Craig Groeschel. Now let me tell you a little bit about Craig. He and his wife Amy, they live in Oklahoma, and he is the founding and senior pastor of Life Church, one of the largest churches in the world. If you have the YouVersion Bible app on your phone, Life Church is the one that created this app. Craig hosts a Craig Groeschel Leadership podcast, and you may have heard Craig speak at the Global Leadership Summit. So the information in his book has been very impactful to me, and I wanted to take a few key takeaways and demonstrate how those have helped me. First of all, let's level set by saying that we all have negative voices in our head. Yes, every one of us. And I know sometimes we look at certain people and we feel like they have their life together and all these successes, and they probably have a high level of confidence, but I can guarantee you they have negative voices in their head that are distractful to them. But the difference is that they don't let those negative voices stop them, and they just plow through. And I know that those voices can be powerful to the point that they can stop us in our track through fear, through worry, through negativity, etc. There's a war going on in our minds. I don't know about you, but I can't have a war going on in my mind. It doesn't work for me. It causes chaos, and I want clarity. Well, wars need to be defeated. And the starting point to defeat this war is to recognize it, define it, and confront it. So what does that look like? Well, I will tell you that there are a lot of ideas that come into my head. And then as soon as these ideas come into my head, there's all these things that pop in and say, this is why you shouldn't do it. This is why you can't do it. This is why it's going to fail. And if I let those negative thoughts control me, the thoughts will win and I lose. And so I have the ability to determine who is going to win. I'm not going to let those negative thoughts defeat me. If I would have let all those negative thoughts control me, I would never have started my Business Thrive LLC, and I'd still be working for someone else. My book would never have been written. I can't tell you how many days in my writing where I was being attacked, like, this is stupid. What you're saying is stupid. You're not a great writer. Nobody's going to want to read your book. If I would have let those thoughts control me, the book would never have been published. And if I would have stopped at the negative thoughts about this vlog, it would never have happened. And let me tell you something about all of these things. These things don't just affect me, but because we're doing this vlog and I asked Kelly to step out on this journey with me, Kelly's the one that's working behind the scenes, she has had the opportunity to have people reach out to her. And she has been able to have had opportunities. She has learned things and she's had opportunities. So those thoughts are not just negative to me if I let them win, but they can affect other people's success as well. So how do we do this? How do we get through this? Well, if you go on social media, people are always posting these motivational quotes all over social media about cheering us on and you can do it and you just need to get started, and ignore those voices and get over your fear. Everybody has to start somewhere. But those voices do stop us from moving forward. And stepping out is very scary because those voices in our heads are true. And if I fail, I will have a lot of embarrassment and shame. And so we hear that. Okay, so how do we move forward? So let me get to the book. And again, the book is Winning the War in Your Mind by Craig Groeschel. He provides some very insightful strategies to our thinking. And they're all our words. So first, we remove the lies and we replace it with truth. So that means we have to recognize those lies and we have to call them out. So personally, for me, I have a lot going on. I have my business that I'm running. I have this vlog that we're doing. I have a spouse. I have adult children. I have grandchildren. I have an elderly mother with dementia. And so all of these things are coming at me and they are all wanting my attention and my time. And so it's easy for those thoughts in my head to say, you're just not doing enough, or you are not spending enough time with this person, or you're not doing enough for your mom, or you're not whatever. And so what I have to do is I have to say, I stop and I say, you know what? I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. That is the truth. Second, once we've removed those lies and replaced them with truth, second, we need to rewire our brain and we need to renew our mind. Our brains are wired for negativity. That's how we're wired, that we immediately go to the negative. So I put out proposals in my business, and sometimes they're accepted by the client and we move forward and we work, and sometimes someone else is selected. And I've gotten to the point where I'm not going to see that as a bad thing. I actually see that as a positive, because that was something that was not meant for me and there's something better out there. So by that particular assignment, I didn't win it. Well, there's something else for me. So we tend to look at the negative, and when that happens, recognize it and think about the positive. So we need to rewire our brain and renew our mind. Then we reframe our mind and restore our perspective. So if you go back and you listen to episode 4 of the vlog, Angela Hamo and I were talking about the abundance mindset and scarcity. And we discussed a lot about assumptions that are not true, and we need to be more open-minded. So many times I don't reach out to people initially that I feel that I should, because of something. Oh, they're not gonna think like I do, or they're gonna think differently. And I have this bias against reaching out to them because I've already conjured in my mind what they're gonna say or what they're gonna do. And instead, we need to be more open-minded and not look at those biases and not make those assumptions. So reframe our mind and restore our perspective. And finally, the fourth thing is revive our soul and reclaim our life. This is where we fill our minds with positive. And you need to determine what are those positive things for you. For me, it's spiritual. And if you read my book, you know that. But I'm also working on the physical aspect and working to add more physical activity to my daily life. Exercise is good for your mind. Not only does your body feel better, but it provides you clarity after you exercise. So for me, those two things where I revive my soul is through spiritual, through Bible verses, music, and then physical activity. So again, I really would strongly suggest that if you are struggling with that war in your mind, just like I do and so many other people, I recommend Craig's book, Winning the War in Your Mind. And start with removing those lies and replacing them with truth. Rewire your brain and renew your mind. Reframe your mind and restore your perspective. Revive your soul and reclaim your life. Well, if you have enjoyed our vlog, please like, share, and subscribe. If you've missed any of our previous sessions, you can find them on my website, youthrive2.com. It is our intent to fill our cup at different locations each episode. If you have a favorite spot that would be a great place for us to fill our cup, and they would like a free shout out, please let me know. Again, thank you for joining, and until next time, take care and keep filling your cup.
Fill My Cup is a joint production of Thrive LLC and Kelly Johnson Photography. Kim's book, Burn the Plow, can be purchased through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Books A Million.